Hi, welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. This is your reading for Tuesday. Um, I'm sorry. Um, I'm not sick. I think it's warming up outside, but it's really blustery, so I think it's just stirring up stuff in the air. Blah blah blah. Anyway. So, hi, I'm Holly, psychic medium, energy reader. Thank you for being here. I'm going to use cards in just a minute. As a jumping off point, because this is a general reading. Please understand that. I always like to say that it is a general reading. If it doesn't if you're not vibing with it, if it makes absolutely no sense in your life, maybe it will later or maybe not at all. So it's a general reading. Okay. But if it is yours, you'll pretty much know it. So I like to start with the vibe. I feel like I'm yelling. Every now and then I do that. I feel like I'm being too loud. Anyway, so yeah, the vibe and the energy. This one jumped out immediately. Mischief and mayhem. It's even got a little curviness on, to the mug. Okay. So at first I was looking at one and I was thinking, this feels right, but why am I not hearing Spirit start to talk about it? And it was Let the Adventure Begin. And then I saw very clearly in my mind's eye this one, Mischief and Mayhem. And I thought, oh man. But that fits the vibe of this week so far. So just a heads up, if you know a Virgo, if you are a Virgo, we're in this together. We can do it. If you know a Virgo, check on them. This is a rough season for us. The astrology right now is over the top crazy, and in my experience, Virgos seem to be getting hit really hard. So just putting that out there. If anybody has anything they want to add about that in the comments or any knowledge about it, I am not an astrologer, nor I am neither an astrologer nor an astronomer, but I do know we got some big old stuff going on right now. And oh, gosh, yeah, I think it's kicking everyone's behind. I mentioned to two different people today that it just feels like everyone is very raw. Emotions are raw, and everyone is worn out. So anyway, on top of the normal worn out. So Mischief and Mayhem, it has a little bit of a mischievousness to it, the energy does, and it feels like we are moving into our sassy pants period. Okay? I don't know how it just, and I know that's almost sounds a little bit like making light of it, but it really isn't, because instead of saying, oh, I hope things don't go, it's like, I wish you would, because you just kind of got that attitude about you. Yeah. And so I wish you would try that. I wish you would say that. See what you get, you know. Seriously. Sometimes we get to that point in life. So I think that's part of the mischief, mayhem, and the mischievousness that's coming along with it. The good part of it is that, and don't get into a fight, just cool your jets, relax, pull back, think it, give it a second thought, because you don't want to have to go back and apologize to anybody later. And I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. Maybe they need it. But at any rate, the good thing about this is that I feel like as the week progresses, as we move through this, what feels like really intense, on the verge of chaotic energy that we're in, because it feels as though everything in life is about to change, in our personal lives, professional lives, love life, whatever it is. Something big is coming. Okay, there's something big about to happen, and that's how it just feels. Whether it's an ending or a beginning, or it doesn't even have to be a beginning, but maybe a deepening. I don't know, but all I know is that we are on the cusp And if I had my writable mug, that's what I would write down. Cusp. You know, so it is truly an odd time right now. It has been, and it's just this week is capping it off. Let's get back to the good part again, is that it means you are finding your strength and you are finding your fire and you are finding your drive, and nothing is going to slow you down. Isn't that right, little baby? Isn't that right, little baby? All right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. All right. So anyway, nothing is going to slow us down. And we can do it, and we can get through it. One foot in front of the other. All right? Cheers to you. Okay. This is peppermint tea, so I'm going to see if that kind of calms this tickle down in my throat a little. Ooh, that is warm. Okay, that's just plain old hot. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to put that there so you can see it. Because it's tea, it's easy to warm up, and it'll even be more flavorful later. All right, let's take a look. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the cards to get. Let's see if we can get some specifics on a reading here. If you're still hanging out with me, thank you. I know a lot of people kind of just want me to get to it and get bored with the yada yadas, but oh man. I'm a little sore today. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to startle you. Okay, this is the Star Tarot. This was a deck that was... Am I supposed to use this one today? No. I'm not going to go into the spiel. It's a cool deck, though. What deck am I supposed to use, Spirit? What am I supposed to do here? What deck am I supposed to use? Sorry, I'm moving stuff around. Here we go. I'm going to move it again. Okay, there we go. Okay, if you're looking for a polished reader and the glossy you're not getting it here. Just putting it out there. All right. This is a Tori Hartman deck, the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. There we go. So let's see. Yes, this deck feels really good in my hand. So this is the one I'm supposed to use. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Mother, Father, God, Spirit Guides, Guardians, Sacred Selves. And that's just another way of saying higher self. I think it's more accurate. And Creator of all things. Come into the space. Come into this reading. What are the messages? Help me to be the interpreter. Help me to be the voice of Spirit. Help me to understand what I am to say for those in the collective that this reading will resonate with whom this reading will resonate. What's on the bottom here? They want me to look on the bottom. The world. Ooh. Okay. And this one is all the chakra colors. And the colors are... well, you know what, if you want to look into it, you can. There are set interpretations. It's all very fluid and flexible, but there are energy centers and you can feel them. So, you know, the colors I think are kind of arbitrary if you want, but these are the colors that are very often that run around the rim of the edge of the cards. And this one contains all of them. You know why? As does the leaves on that tree. Because it is the World card. It's the last card in the major arcana. That means we have come full circle. Okay. Now, that means we have come full circle. So I think this goes back into the vibe of the day. And it doesn't have to mean full circle as in an ending. It could mean full circle in terms of understanding where we are and what we want to do and what we expect. It could also be, I keep hearing the word deepening, a deepening of a situation, a deepening of a current connection. So that would be nice if it's something you want. If it's something that's not healthy for you, the World card could also be something that is definitely coming full circle, and it could very well be an ending. And look at the expression on her face. She does not look happy. I wonder if she's Virgo. Sorry. Oh, I amuse myself sometimes. Okay. Don't always amuse others, but I amuse myself, and that's what matters, right? Okay. So, man. All right. So what is the message? What is the dominant message for those in the collective that will resonate with this reading? Okay. Please clarify the World card. Is this a deepening of a connection, or is this an ending? Oh, okay. And look on the bottom again. It said look on the bottom. The Four of Cups. Huh. Okay. Heart chakra energy. They want me to put this aside because this is going to come up later. Okay. So what do we have that did fly out? We have a King of Wands we have a King of Swords and we have a Six of Wands, and I'll show you. All right. It's kind of a purple color, so I'm going to say that's a crown chakra. And Kings of Swords, Queens of Swords are very much in the world of thought, very intelligent, very smart. Sometimes may lack, or they don't lack it. I take that back. That was a misspeak on my part. I misspoke. They may appear to be, well, quite frankly, kind of emotionally stunted, or not have a grasp of what's called emotional intelligence, because they are so in their heads all the time that they have a tremendous intellect. And I think it's dipping their foot. I'm talking about feet again. What the heck is going on? I did that with the Monday reading. Anyway, but dipping their toe into the waters of emotions might make them very uncomfortable. So they like to stay in that realm of thought, intellect, academia, that kind of thing. However, the dog at the foot, this is a loyal person. And I do feel like we're talking about a person. And just, it doesn't matter. The gender on the card is irrelevant. It's about the energy of the card, okay? So, and this is supposed to clarify the World card. Okay, well, let's see what else we've got here. Six of Wands. All right, this one's more of an indigo kind of color. So I'm thinking this is the third eye. Six of Wands. She is commanding the elements. I just looked at this card. It's an unusual card. It's an unusual depiction, I think, for this, because she is standing with her back to us, but holding her arms up. So when I see this, people are either doing an energy retrieval, and I have a video on that. It's like 6 minutes. It's in it's on the community page. You just might have to go down a little bit to find it. Or you can just put in Holly Speaks to Spirit energy retrieval. And I just did one a couple of days ago. It's something we need to do regularly. But it's either an energy retrieval, or what it feels more like is that this is someone who is commanding the elements, making a declaration and calling in what she wants or he wants, whatever gender you want to attribute to this. But there is a certain sense of someone is calling in storms. Someone is calling in rain and wind. Cool your jets, whomever this is, because, yeah, we've got enough of that going on. We've had enough of that going on. However, this is someone that could be, okay, I get it. Thank you, Spirit. So whereas this person likes to, the King of Swords likes to live in the world of thought and intellect, and emotion scares this individual. This individual thrives on emotion. This person, even if the ground is saturated, she will still call in that storm because she has no choice, because her emotions are so tied, so profoundly and deeply tied to the elements. That's very interesting. This feels almost like someone who would be a high priestess energy too. That's a very high priestess kind of thing to do. And there are weather workers, okay? And that is a real thing, I promise you. Usually it's tied to emotion. So whenever you have a big surge of emotion, sometimes you can call in a storm and you don't even mean to, okay? So let's see, what else? Give me some clarification, please. Okay. And now we have the Seven of Swords. So someone feels like this is a third party. That's what this is, I think. This is not the Six of Wands person who is commanding elements. This is not the King of Swords. This Seven of Swords is someone who is feeling, and again, male or female, it doesn't matter. This is someone who feels like they have to hoard and scoop up all their stuff because they might lose something. Give me more clarification on that, because I think that's throwing a wrench into things. What is it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But they're being sneaky about it, because you see that big moon in the back? That's not the moon from the Lenormand deck. That's the tarot moon. And the tarot moon is one of, under the cloak and under the cover of darkness, this person is going to sneak in and try to take all that they feel like belongs rightfully to them. That's kind of a nasty attitude, if I do say so myself. Clarify the Seven of Swords individual. Please clarify the Seven of Swords individual. And I keep looking at that Four of Cups card that I was... Is this when this comes in? Yeah, okay. So the Four of Cups, this is someone... excuse me. This is someone who feels like an innocent. This feels like someone who is... This feels like someone who is just bearing their heart. All these cups have been spilled and knocked over except for this one that's glowing. And this person is very vulnerable. She's holding her clothes. She's not even wearing them. This is a very vulnerable person who feels so much and feels the emotions of others. This is someone who doesn't have an ego from which they function. This person, the Seven of Swords person, who is during the darkness of night only illuminated by the moon, has something planned that is not ethical. What is that Seven of Swords person? What is that they just want me to open it in the middle. So what is that Seven of Swords person planning? Oh, holy moly. Hold on to your hat. The devil. Yeah, they're not planning anything happy or good. It is mischievous. It's not mischievous. It is devious. It is devious, negative energy. They are trying to, I know what's going on, and I'm hearing it. Thank you, Spirit, because I'm like, this is starting to get really convoluted, and I just need some clarification. Just talk to me. So here's what I'm getting and what I'm hearing from, because I asked Spirit to step in. So we are going to call the Seven of Swords person. So we're just going to say the thief, because that's what this feels like. It feels like someone wants to steal goods, whether it's in the form of money or someone's good name, or it's thievery of some kind. And they don't seem like they're very clear in their head. They seem kind of like they're off center somehow. They're not thinking clearly. Well, that's not your problem. You didn't create that person's woes and issues. Okay, so we're going to say the Seven of Wands person who is the thief, the manipulative thief, is out to get the Six of Wands person who is also the Four of Cups. what are we going to call that person? So the thief is trying to manipulate or take down the child of nature. That's what she feels like. She feels like, and it feels kind of feminine. This feels like someone who is very nature oriented. So this is someone who is, let's call this person the fairy child. Okay. Even though this feels like an adult, or the fairy person. So where does this is what we're going to get to next. We're going to need to figure out where this King of Swords comes in, who has a lot of intelligence, but not a lot of emotional intelligence, academic and that kind of intelligence instead. You know, I think mainly because they don't want to, because it's scary. They could. It's just scary. So we have the Devil card. So this thief is trying to sabotage this fairy person, this nature person. They're very angry. They feel slighted. The thief does. They feel slighted. And they don't like when someone else does better than them, even if it's perceived. Because I can promise you this person is not living up to their potential. Okay. So let's get back into, I'm going to use a different deck. No, they want me to use this one again. Okay. Man, we're getting some mileage out of this deck today. All right, explain to me how this King of Swords fits into this. How does this person fit into it? Open it up to the middle, but not that side, this side. It was face down, so I didn't know what it was, but I just heard not the one facing up, the other one. Okay. And it's the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is this fairy person. When the fire gets lit, you better stand back. That's all I'm saying. That's so funny. You gotta love the synchronicities. So how does this apply? So help me out, because this King of Swords is not a High Priestess and not a magician. There's a lot of emotional depth that takes place in a High Priestess or a magician. So, and this person, as smart as this person is, they are afraid of emotions. So how does this person fit in? No, I just said it earlier. It is the fairy person. But the fairy person's about to have enough. So maybe while she's calling in the elements, she's calling back her strength. So maybe that is part of an energy retrieval. I still don't understand. So what are we supposed to know about this King of Swords? What are we supposed to know about the King of Swords, please? I'm hearing that this person is watching this unfold, knows what's going on, and is waiting for the explosion, but is almost frozen in place. Because they don't know, this person doesn't know how to make it not happen. Okay. Princess of Wands. This one's kind of was wiggling under my fingers there. So this is a sacred self. This is a higher self of someone else stepping in. This is guardians and guides. This is someone who's coming in to say, all right, well, I guess I just put my elbow on the cards and knocked them all on the floor. So this probably, okay. Princess of Wands. Man, this is this is like a sci-fi reading because there are so many characters in this. I'm going to have to recap. This is a guardian. The Princess of Wands is not a living, breathing human, but someone in spirit who is a guardian or a guide. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm hearing. This is someone who is watching all this take place and is about to step in and intervene. And it could be not just on behalf of the King of Swords, but also on behalf of this High Priestess who is calling her in. Who is calling in that Princess of Wands. This is a very youthful energy, but it's a very nature based energy. Look at all the little, they're little fairy beings all around her skirts. Esmeralda. I'm hearing the name Esmeralda. And that's not the name that was in the human existence. She is an emerald. Emeralds and rubies are her stones. Interesting. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Not from this deck. So, what's going to be the outcome? Because I'm kind of curious now, and I will recap this. What is going to be, what deck should I use? Because we need to get some kind of sense of where this is going in a timeline, please. Oh, it's going to be, it's not the end of this week, but it's going to be mid-April. Okay, so by mid-April, everything will be exposed, everything will be known, and it'll all be taken care of. They want me to come to this one, which is the Energy Oracle cards. All right. And this one just fell out as I was doing a pre-shuffle even. Cornucopia. I just heard November because I'm like, well, that's a pretty card. That kind of looks like, it looks like spring, but I just heard no, November. November. There's going to be a big shift and a big change in November. I feel like it's a do or die moment in that things come together or they don't. So November is when, even though this will be exposed in April, November is going to be the month. Yeah, it's going to be November. All right, anything else? So I wanted a timeline, so there we go. We've got April and November, and that's going to be, and this is a personal reading. This doesn't have anything to do with what's going on in the world right now, okay? Okay. Now, there were two cards here at the end that stayed in my hands, and they were kind of almost, they felt stuck together even though they weren't. Indecision and anxiety. So in between, not even really, it might be beginning now, but it's going to, once things are fully exposed in April, mid-April, like the 15th or the 16th of April, there is a sense of indecision and anxiety revolving around what to do and how to handle it. And that is directly related to the characters here. And I feel like it's related more so to the King of Swords. Yeah, indecision and anxiety. And those are emotions that can sometimes be crippling. They really can be. So, but by November, that's the month. Okay, that's the month that things are going to be made so clear that that World card will be understood as the deepening or the ending. The world will be made known at that point. No, not that. Okay, I think we're finished. Okay, so let me recap this because there was a lot going on. All right, so we started with the world. It could be things growing, an end of a cycle that maybe is the end of the cycle of this thieving, conniving, plotting individual who has nefarious machinations planned to take down or discredit this fairy person who is a high priestess and is being underestimated. This King of Swords who is highly intelligent but is afraid of emotions will receive intervention by someone who is connected to both the stones emerald and rubies, and because this is a young person, but this was someone who was alive but is not now. And this is someone who is very connected to nature energies, and even to the point that I'm hearing the name Esmeralda as a spirit name. So intervention is coming in. That intervention will help decide or dictate whether this world card will be a full circle ending or a coming together in greater unity, and that will be decided despite all the anxiety-provoking indecision by November. But this thieving person, manipulative thieving person, with the devil energy, that's just not good. That's never good. And that's a very addictive personality type too. So that person, they will be exposed, and they're going to play their hand, because for them it's like a game. It's sad, but it's true. It's like a game. So for that lying, thieving, manipulator, they're going to play out their hand mid-April, but it's going to be really poorly done. They're going to be so easy to expose. It's kind of almost ridiculous and sad. They think they're really doing something, and it's just going to be so transparent. It's kind of sad, but not that sad. So anyway, but even with that information, it's going to be up to the High Priestess and this King of Swords to be able to move through some of that. If this is your reading, it's all going to be okay, because that means you're a High Priestess. So that means, and there's a spirit guardian or guide who is coming in to intervene and provide downloads and wisdom. There's going to be the smell of flowers. Whenever there's a scent of flowers and you know there's no way that flower could be anywhere, or that aroma could it be anywhere near you, then that's going to be a sign that that particular guardian or guide is in your presence. Now, that's kind of cool. I really like that. So, one way or the other, you'll know by November. And in November, you're going to look back over the course of this year and be shocked and amazed at how much stronger you are, because if this is your reading, I do feel like I'm talking to the people in the collective that are the High Priestesses. Okay. And so if this is your reading, you go from the beginning of the year where you are that person just hoping to call back your energy and you're calling in the elements. Okay. And just feeling very vulnerable, almost naked, but with this one little cup, you move from that to kapow, High Priestess, that's just pure strength. Okay. Raw, pure strength. It is also comes in the form of, I feel there's a sense of wisdom and justice that comes with this strength. So it's not a vindictive kind of strength. That would be that thieving swords person who was clutching them under the moon, that card. All right, well, I got to clean up the cards on the floor now. I knocked off when I put my elbow on the ones that weren't in use. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I have a feeling that tea is probably just now drinkable. I'm going to go ahead and drink that and enjoy a little bit of quiet time, and be well, take care. And we got, man, 2025 is shaping up to be full of mischief and mayhem. Let's see if we can get to let the adventure begin. As soon as we get to that point, instead of the mischief and mayhem, I think we will have moved over the that mid mark, that hump, I hope. All right, everyone, take care, be well. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you are so inclined. If you're still with me at this point, thank you so much. I have so much gratitude and love for you all. I really do. Thank you, and we can do this. All right. Bye.